here we are.
We're back. It seems like it's been forever.
Yes, and it's only been a week or so. Something.
Okay.
You keep giving away all the secrets.
I know. There's lots of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Let me turn you up a little bit. Yeah.
I can hear me fine.
Yeah.
I'm moving my stuff. All right,
we're a professional outfit.
Oh, sure.
I was just laughing because we moved the setup so that he would have more room to work because it's a busy time of the year. So we're in a whole different area. And now the feet are kicked up.
Yep, we're in the back of the dumpster.
It's hilarious.
Where all the juice flows, the garbage juice.
So, what's been going on since our last show?
Well, you've been gone.
I have.
So you've been traveling the country.
Yes,
I've been here doing my same crap in my store, working and selling stuff to customers. So you've been out touring.
Yes, I've been out in Anaheim, and the part that you'll love the most is that I was forced to eat Sbarro 900 times. Ooh. And I'm sure you have a...
You mean like that mall pizza stuff?
Yeah, the thing that pretends that they're a Italian
eatery.
Restaurant. Yeah,
it's
and
not.
They charge like it too.
Oh yeah, right.
What is it? It's like 2 slices of pepperoni pizza is $10.78.
You're shitting me.
No. And the only thing that was almost passable is they had stromboli, which was okay.
It's just like a pizza bread.
Yeah, that was the thing that was okay. Now
what was that? $20 in your first?
No,
one?
That was $7 for that.
Good grief, man!
Yeah,
I haven't been there in ages because it was such a ripoff, and it's just pizza kits.
Yeah, and I'm just stuck there. It's there at the convention site. And I have nowhere else to go, really.
There's no other place, and it's fucking Anaheim, dude. I mean,
you could.
It's not a ghost town.
If I wanted to walk down the street like a half a mile or something, the problem is I have to be close to the show floor in case something happens.
That's right. Because you're an important schmuck.
I'm a schmuck that has to be there.
In case someone drops something and they need it swept up real fast, they need you in your.
If they drop their microphone and break it, I'm not the janitor.
Spill on aisle 8, Jerry.
Spill in Buick.
Well, yeah. Now, do they know? Because you work the auto show circuit. I can't remember if we've said that before.
Yeah, we told them a couple shows ago.
Well, they probably didn't care
because they didn't hear it.
So let's tell them again. You work the auto show circuit because if you're from Detroit, you know that there's the gigantic auto show, one of the biggest ones at Joe Louis every year. Cobo every year. But I didn't know this until you started doing this, that they run a zillion auto shows.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
All over the place.
Starting in September until April.
Right. So these car companies are just moving their stuff.
Yep. Next week, Sacramento.
Wow.
Going back. But they did have other restaurants. And one of them I missed out on was Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Ooh.
The famous Roscoe's.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't want to walk down there and get it. You get to where you're nervous because every time you turn around, someone calls you with a problem.
Right, right.
This isn't working. That's not working. So you have to kind of be close, and that sucks.
I think that Roscoe's was on diners, drive-ins, and dives, or it was on some food.
Yeah, and somebody told
show.
me that did they do that? Was it like Pulp Fiction? Did something with that too? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I don't. I've never actually seen that movie.
They're famous for some reason. Maybe because it says famous on the sign.
It's true.
Yeah. So I didn't go there. I kind of wanted to, but that was far away. Anyway, back and what has happened since I've been gone? Do you want to hear about? We talk about Big Brother. Do you want to hear about that, or do you want to hear about the potato in the vagina first?
Well, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm single, so I'd probably rather hear about the vaginas. But, I mean, you're going to throw those two options at me. I mean, Big Brother's done. I watched every episode.
Yeah.
So
the thing is that girl, Christine.
Yeah, right.
If people don't know what Big Brother is, they lock him in a house for 3 months and then they, vote each other out and blah, blah, blah. Well, while this girl, Christine, was in the house, she's married. She was kind of playing up to one of the cute guys, I guess you'd say.
Yep.
All over him the whole time. So people are kind of angry about that, apparently. TMZ says that what she's saying now is slut-shaming is ruining my life, is what she says. Says, slut, skank, whore. Big Brother contestant Christine Breck's been labeled all the above and worse since last week's finale. which this was 4 days ago, so they've got this wrong, or 5 days ago.
Right.
But anyway, she's. It says that, she carried on a very affectionate relationship with fellow house guest Cody, and she's paid the price on social media. One Big Brother fan wrote, "Christine is a motherfucking trash ass, thought bitch, motherfucker, whore, cheater, scum."
Wow. And that was a professor from Yale, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I think so. I don't know.
By that language.
What is a thought? That's got to be new slang. THOT, bitch. A thought bitch. We'll have to ask some kids sometime. See what that means.
It's got to stand for something. All those letters have to stand for something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
See, here, this is the thing. I think that's all bogus, and I think the show and the network is at fault for that. They edited that show and made it look. They didn't have to. They're filming 24/7. The show is on for 45 minutes, 3 days a week. They didn't have to show any of that. Just like those original.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I know, but that's going too far.
Nah.
You want to show them being an asshole in the house. You want to show them being, not vain and looking in the mirror 20 times a day or something. That's fine. But now, you're interviewing her husband, showing him footage. What is this, an episode of fucking Cheaters?
Yes.
I think that's
exactly it.
I think that's wrong. Like that Victoria girl.
Ryan, it's ratings. Come on.
They didn't show her the first 6 weeks. You didn't even know she was on the show. But
Right.
But there's other things that you could do to.
Well, here's the part that probably lines up with your theory that they pushed that too much, and that they're still pushing it for more media attention because the CBS has now set her up, Christine, up with former Big Brother contestant Shelley Moore to give her advice on to how to deal with coming into the real world again from Big Brother house.
Wow.
And whether or not she's some sort of psychologist or what, I don't know.
I guess what I'm saying is it's too. They went too far. Now they're using it for ratings. They're ruining this poor girl's life. That is uncalled for, I think. Like they had a lot of fun teasing Victoria about how she's always doing her makeup, and that's different. That's
and how
fine.
dumb she is.
Right. That's fine. But now I think that's not good at all.
Well, part of the problem is that she went into this deal and she said, "I'm going to play up to the boys in the house to try and get favoritism," and she went overboard herself. And she did.
Right.
And I understand the show is doing it because...
I don't agree with what she was doing there. I mean, if I was a husband, I'd have been... I wouldn't have been happy with that. But then again, they didn't have to show it as much as they did. There's other ways they could have got ratings as far as I'm concerned. For God's sakes, show more of Brittany in her bikini, for God's sakes. That would have done it. What the hell you got to wreck a poor girl's life for, I don't know. I think that's just not good. But coming from my background, that's more sensitive to me,
Yeah. The only thing I have to say about it is it's not... she shouldn't be getting yelled at on social media and being called a slut the whole time because she didn't sleep with the guy or anything.
Right.
And that
happened with some of the people, and this season and in all past seasons.
The fans should know that she was allegedly doing it. Her explanation is she's doing it to try and win the game.
Right.
Her husband knew about it.
Right.
But now it's just too much fun for CBS to leave alone.
Right.
So at least she didn't have a potato in her vagina.
Well, I would have voted her to stay if she's down there baking a potato.
So that's the other story I heard this week, is that some girl in India, I don't know how old she is, I'm assuming she's old enough, because the story is that her mother told
she's
her
lonely, obviously.
to not get pregnant. This is the contraceptive she should use would be to put a potato in there.
Wow.
As if that's going to stop it. She ends up going to the hospital because there's roots growing out.
Yee.
And this is where it all gets murky, though, because it was a story that was carried all over the internet. But then I do a little bit of research, and I find out that this has been an old story, too.
Oh, right.
So it could be recycled from some urban legend or whatever, because there's no real credible source. Everybody that posted the story points back to the original story, which is one site that said it.
Good grief,
and people
man.
don't really check their sources. So, Yes.
I didn't see a picture of her. I didn't see a picture of her. Of her. I mean, who knows? Maybe her face would have been birth control enough. I don't know. Maybe she didn't need a potato.
Wow.
I mean, like if she looked like you, I mean, that's birth control enough, correct?
Why do you have to shame that woman? She
terrible.
needed the potato, obviously. So she must have had something going on.
Man.
So you don't just put a potato in there just in preparation. Like maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll meet a nice doctor.
You should have.
And she ended up meeting a nice doctor.
You should have cooked it, and it wouldn't have grown.
It did cook.
It did. The slow bake.
That thing grew roots out.
The slow bake.
I wonder how many people right now are turning it off because it's gross.
As a matter of fact, I didn't even read that story. I saw it. I'm like, ugh.
I'm going with urban legend on that one. I'm going to say there's no grounds in any factual deal.
Yuck.
So that was a nice waste of our time to talk about that. But I wanted to thrill the crowd so that we could put in the...
I'm sure they're thrilled.
Yeah, we could put in the description of the show, potato vagina, so that it'll get way more hits that way.
They won't let you put that up, I don't think.
They might... they'll let me put it up, but they might not let me advertise the post. Because it would say it violates their terms of service.
Well, why don't we come up with something better so we can put that on there instead of potato vagina?
Yeah, I have something cool, though, that
I just don't think that that's going to get a lot of people clicking on it.
This is an older story, and I remembered it, and I figured I'd ask you about this one because it's actually pretty cool. They have, in England, these guys made a smartphone that can be charged by ambient sound.
What does that mean?
That means that if you're in a crowd of people with your phone, the noise from the crowd of people is actively charging your phone.
Oh.
And you don't have to plug it in. So if you're always in a noisy environment, your phone's going to stay charged.
Wow.
It's got nano generators. And this is a real thing. This isn't one of those nonsense things. And it's a principle called the piezoelectric effect. And it turns the sound vibrations into energy. And it can keep a low voltage charge going. So here in your shop, when you have that drill running all the time, your phone will be charging.
Wow.
So there's some future for you.
I'm going to ask to upgrade to that.
Should have said that last week with the future stories, but that's the future.
I'm going to ask to upgrade to that. But it's not going to work for single people.
Why is that?
As you sit at home by yourself all night long.
Well, maybe the sound of you crying would do it. That might help.
That's right. That's right.
It was a bad night last night. My phone's fully charged.
I'm so depressed, but I got 5 bars.
Yeah. I have to brag about phones today for the people out there. I stuck a gun to Verizon and held them up for a brand new phone because they were screwing me so much.
Jesus. I don't know if you should say that.
What? It's metaphorical.
It's not common practice.
I can't just... What?
If it worked for you...
What do you think? You're thinking that...
20 people are going to do that. Well,
let them do it, because we've getting bent over by these companies for 100 years.
It is terrible, man.
100 years, yeah. I'm not exaggerating at all. Well, it took me about, I would say, conservatively about 2.5 hours on the phone over a period of 5 days to get them to send me upgrade phones. And finally, when I was on the 5th day, I just had a stroke of genius that I was going to stop using Verizon and go to Sprint because it was cheaper in the long run anyway.
Right.
So I just called them up and I said, if you would like to keep me as a customer, you have to send me a brand new Note 3. Now, I'm not asking for the new Note 4 that's coming out.
Right.
You can send me a brand new Note 3 with no charge, no shipping charge, no upgrade fee. And if I don't see that phone coming, I'm going to quit and go to Sprint in December.
But when your upgrade time is here, don't you get... Isn't there a list of phones that you can get for free and then a list of phones that you get at a reduced price?
Yeah. And I was trying that.
So the Note 3 was on the list that you could get for free.
$299 is what the price for the Note 3 was at the time.
On an upgrade?
On my upgrade.
Well, then why didn't you just pay what the price was?
Why didn't I pay $299 instead of free?
Like if you buy a Note 3, not an upgrade, you just want to go buy a Note 3.
No, that's the upgrade. That's with a new contract, $299. To get the phone full price would be like $599.
Right.
So what I was just so frustrated with the 2 other phones I was trying to get sent to me that took so many days and so many hours on the phone that I just said, I think you should reward me for being patient and give me a free phone instead of me waiting until December, calling you again and having the same amount of problems getting a new upgrade for me.
Wow. See, you can do. I have a hard time with that. If I go to Best Buy and it says brand new $749, after your 2 years is up, an upgrade, you pay $200. I'm assuming that that's just what it is, and I fucking pay it.
I would have if they would have worked. See, Lisa's phone would have been $59. When they processed it, it turned into $150.
Oh, right, all the extra bullshit.
Well, I had to call them back and go, no, it's $59, and they said, no, it's you get a rebate. I said, there's no rebate listed on the website that says that it's $59.
Right.
Oh, well, that was a special we were running the other day, and I went, that's when I ordered it the other day during the special. I'm on the phone with you now because you never shipped it.
Right.
So when you redo the order, don't redo the order to the new higher price.
Right.
And then while we're at it, I want to get this free iPhone upgrade for Lindsay. And then, they put in the whole order again, and then there was another problem. And I had to call back the next day. And then there was another day because they had to jam up their system. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I definitely know that there's all these hidden things. They do whatever they can to add on these BS charges to get the number up. That's for freaking sure.
Yeah, but it was so liberating when I said to the first guy, I said, no, I need this phone for free or else I'm going to leave Verizon. And let me see what I could do. And he goes away for 5 minutes and comes back and says, we can give you half off the upgrade fee, which is $30. So they would give me $15 off of the $30 was what they were going to offer me to stay with Verizon. And I went, well, that's not going to work. Well, I guess I'm just going to leave Verizon then.
And the phone still would have been
$299.
Right.
So then when I talked to the person that called me back, they offered me other stuff, and then they got the bright idea to send me to the business department, who then just said, yes, sir, we can do that.
Wow. And
I'm happy that I finally got something from Verizon when they've been kicking me in the ass for 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's, God, they do. They get you every one. I mean, I just resolved my crap with T-Mobile when I left them. I didn't do it back when I first signed up like 8 or 10 years ago. God, maybe it was even 10. It was every 2 years. Even if you didn't change your plan, it automatically rolled over. So you had 1 day a year that you could switch something. And then if you didn't, well, you were on for another 2 years. And if you switch after that, then there's charges. Well, I switched and moved, and I got whacked after 8 years of not changing anything. $200 a line. I didn't pay it, and it went on my credit report. And I finally waited it out. Well, for me, this is my big victory. You would have done something else and been on Capitol Hill and, fucking Supreme Court.
Singing I Am a Bill.
Right.
Yeah.
I am a bill. Right. I'm only. So I waited them out, and they finally sent a thing that said, well, instead of the $775, we'll take $319 and call it paid. And so I thought that was a victory, so I paid it.
Yeah, the thing that happened with those phone companies from way back then, because you started this contract back in the dark ages, was that they would, every 2 years, automatically redo your contract as though you agreed to that. They wouldn't call you. They wouldn't ask you anything. You'd just be part of a new contract if you didn't actively call and cancel it, kind of like the record club.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, it's become illegal to do that.
Right. Now it's all different. No one does that no more.
And that's why I wouldn't have paid him anything, because I would have said, you can't do that. This is from an illegal activity that happened from your company years ago. There's no way that you have a legitimate claim to any of this cash. And if you think you do, like I told you the other day, if you think you do, send me my signature on the contract that shows that I wanted these periods, these year periods.
But I had the contract. I've got it still. It did say that. Now
I know, but it's voided when that became illegal, when they had the new regulations that said they couldn't automatically put you in a new contract. So that whole contract is void anyway. Right.
So, all right, I get that, but I wanted to get it off my credit report.
I know. You're not a dick like I am.
No. In certain areas I can be, but as far as that stuff goes, probably because I'm in a retail business, and I fucking hate when someone looks at a price tag and says, well, how much for me? Well, I mean, it's not written in Arabic. That's fucking numbers. The numbers are right there.
How much for you?
Do you go
it's getting more and more by the second.
Yeah, I just went to Kroger's and got a gallon of milk, and I checked out, and I said, well, how much for me? Yeah. Security!
Right. Yeah, so I just get upset with these corporate nonsense
it's a joke,
tricks
man.
that they do, and most people are like you, just want to get it over with, get it done with.
Right. I mean, they all do the first 2 years, but the first 2 years, if you left before that, then there's a penalty. But after the first initial contract is done and you don't change anything, then you can come and go whenever you please with no...
And that's the contract you would have been on with T-Mobile.
Right.
After they changed the regulation, you should have been on. But all they were doing was trying to go, oh, hey, we can screw this guy.
Right.
We'll legal schmiegel talk him a little bit, and he'll send us $700 or whatever.
It was on there for 4 years, and now it's finally gone because
I respectfully say fuck those people.
Nope, I did too.
Don't like them.
But you're good with all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I think I just take more. It gets in my brain and won't leave when I think I'm getting screwed over by a company like that. So I just don't give up.
I mean, I can see all that talk back and forth before it goes to the credit report people and the collection agency. When you're with the company, I can see where you might be able to get. But once it's to the collection company and they report it to your credit report, well, fuck, they'll just leave it. They don't give a shit.
No, but you can get that off your credit report really easily.
They'll take it off.
Yes, absolutely. I've told you this before. You just don't believe me. You go online and you do a dispute on the charge, and then the credit bureau agency goes back to that company, and it's not the collection agency. They're just middlemen. So they go back to the company and say, explain to me why he owns this. Let's see the documentation, why he owes this. And then when they can't produce it, or when it's found out that they were acting outside of what a real contract should be by regulations, then the credit report agency will instantly take it off there. They do that. They have to. So that would have been erased. Next time you have a problem with a bill, I'm coming over.
Okay.
And I will call him, pretend I'm you. And I'm going to yell at him, and I'm going to get him to send a hitman over here.
God.
Anyway, that's too much depressing shit. Let's talk about something that's really interesting.
Yeah, like what?
Did you hear about the woman...
This is a fake out.
In Hurley, I guess, Hurley, Mississippi. She gets caught at the high school stealing from the kids' cars in the parking lot. And there's what she looks like, so that people can hear what she looks like. There's what she looks like.
Listen, people, you are better to hear it than see it. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's a mess.
She's a fucking ghoul.
She's got tattoos up her neck and on her face and everything.
Large fangs.
And again, I'll link it on the page so people can see.
A tail.
She's got horns. And well, anyway, the cops.
Ghastly.
Cops go, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you stealing out of these cars? Come on, you're arrested." And she says to them she wasn't actually stealing anything. She was looking for members of the terrorist group ISIS.
Oh, really?
What kind of defense is that?
So she's
How come you're taking that bag of weed out of that high school student's car?
Let me see this bag.
And she thinks she's going to get away with the defense that she was looking for terrorists?
Wow, look at this. Look at this fucking monster. Woo! She was looking for meth money. Her face is tattooed like Mike Tyson. She's a teacher?
No, she's just some idiot.
Oh, God, I thought she was a teacher.
No, you're mixing that up with the drunk teacher we talked about weeks ago. It's probably the same woman.
No. You know why? Because you said it happened at a high school, so I was assuming that she was a teacher. Good grief, man. Yeah. Look at this bag. Woo!
She's just a mess that was down there trying to steal from cars, and she thought, wait a minute, if I say that I'm hunting for terrorists, I'll be a patriot instead.
Yeah, right. Well, but I mean, if you are a scumbag thief, though, I mean, that's a smorgasbord, right? You're going to get everything in a high school parking lot.
You would think.
I mean, you're going to find weed. You're going to find probably booze. You're going to find probably money.
Yeah, I remember people used to always shove money in the old days and keep money sitting in their console of their car.
Right. Oh, my God. Yeah, man, look at this bag. Woo!
Whippets and balloons. Like everything you find in a high school.
They probably had
What's a list of shit you'd find in a high school parking lot?
They probably had to use one of those long sticks with the rope lasso on the end of it.
Oh yeah, like what do they call those?
Dog
things?
sticks.
Yeah, there's a snare.
A snare.
That's what those things are. The pole with the snare on the end and wrap it around her neck like a vaudeville.
Good
and
grief.
Yank her off the stage.
Yikes. Man, is that what you've been doing since you've been home? Just scanning the internet for
No, I just noticed
useless
it,
stories?
and I thought it was hilarious. She's got a $10,000 fine and 5 years in prison if she gets convicted.
They ain't putting her away for 5 years.
If her story doesn't hold true, that she was looking for ISIS members.
To get the fine, they're going to have to let her out.
You know how long it would take ISIS to cut her fat head off? Look
I
at
don't
that
know if
thing.
they'd be able to.
They'd have to get like one of those
bandsaw.
lumberjack two-man saw things
Log splitter.
and start sawing on that stump.
That chick looks like she's got a few potatoes down there, too.
Yeah, she's got a whole garden. Look at that. She got a star on her neck. Some people, I don't even know. What do you...
What are you thinking?
Yeah, like you have a mirror in your house.
Right. When you're that gruesome, you got to know it. And to say, well, I could spend all this money and tattoo my entire face, or I could take this money and have some kind of plastic surgery to make me look human. I'm going to go with the Mike Tyson tattoos.
The thing is, she's not...
Wrong choice.
She wasn't born disfigured and is running around ugly to start with. She made herself ugly.
Uglier, which is that's a fucking feat in
She
itself.
just looks like a regular Walmart chick, but you know, when she's got to start adding all of the ink that covers her entire, almost her whole face, her whole
Thank God.
neck.
Thank God.
Jesus. What's on her back? Like the life-size
Hair.
map of the United States?
Probably
The
hair.
scale. I also noticed that yellow is not her color, but I'm assuming nothing is her color.
Prison yellow doesn't look good on her. And the stripes are going to make her look even fatter when she gets to prison.
Those are my stories.
Oh, man. Well, that was a hoot.
Yeah.
So when do you go to your next show?
I leave next week, and it's only for 5 days, and then we'll be back. But we'll have show covered. And,
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We got to do one on Monday. Now that we're going to be honest with everybody, we're going to do one on Monday. Don't worry, I have more topics for you.
Look, yeah, I'll come up with topics for Monday. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you might want to start doing some work.
That's freaking good.
Come on, those weren't bad. I'm sure you enjoyed the whole charge your phone with ambient noise, and I know the potato one was shaky. I just
Shaky. You don't put after the first shaky one, you don't put a second floor on a shaky foundation. It should have been.
Well, I can't think of anything else that's current. I mean, Amanda Bynes, whoever that is, got picked up for.
I like her.
She got picked up for shoplifting the other day.
No.
Yep, at Barney's.
No way.
In Hollywood. And I don't know the full story. I heard that there's a couple of different things.
I thought she was back to good again.
I don't even know. I can't even remember who she is.
Oh, man, I really like her.
What was she in? Is she a TV or movie person?
She started on TV with one of those Disney shows, and I cannot remember.
Oh,
the
is
name
she
of
one
it.
of those broken child stars?
Yeah, and then she had a huge run of really popular. She was really pretty.
But she still looked pretty in the picture.
Yeah. She had a huge run of real popular movies. One of them was one of Channing Tatum's first movies called She's the Man, where Amanda Bynes pretends to be a guy soccer player to make the guys' team because the girls' team got cut.
I've heard of that movie, yeah.
It was Channing Tatum's one of his first leading roles. She was already an established one of those.
I don't like his name. Sounds like somebody who's eating wrong. Channing Tatum. I don't know, it just reminds me of that. Like someone trying to say it with a mouthful of food.
She had a big run of. It was always one of those like family kind of movie with a message, but she had great comedic timing. She was really funny. There was another one of her when she was in college called Sydney White.
Wow, you really do know this.
There was
chick.
I've got them all. She was one of my favorites. There was another one where her dad is the Prime Minister of England, and she goes over to reconnect with him, called What a Girl Wants.
All right, we get it.
You know.
She was one of those people.
Listen, it's better than a fucking chick with the tattoo and the potato in her crotch.
Really?
Let me run.
IMDb list is not thrilling right now. I'll tell you what, though, the interesting part was the two different versions I heard. The first one was that she said she ran in there into the store because there was fans and paparazzi bugging her.
Right.
So she says she runs in there and puts this hat on and walks out with this hat trying to conceal her identity from people. That's almost plausible, like if she's getting... Right. But she might have wanted to pay for it. The second article I read was that she said, I left my wallet in the car. So she kind of blew the whole first one by the second one.
She was really at the top of her game for a long time. Oh, she was also in Mean Girls.
Okay. We can cap it with that
just
one.
Before everything went off the edge. Then she went like Britney. She went like fucking crazy.
Okay.
Got in the whole drug scene. She had plastic surgery. She was wearing crazy wigs. She really was a mess.
She was robbing high school students looking for ISIS.
Right. And then she went and cleaned up. And last I saw, she was back living at home, and she looked normal and pretty again. And now, it's a bummer that she's...
Yeah, they showed a picture of her. She looked nice. And then the second article I saw showed a picture of her where her face was bloated, and she looked like Jerry Lewis when he had that whole glandular thing going on.
Was that like they showed an older picture?
They must have. She must be bloated up now or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's too bad. Because she's...
But it could just be you know what TMZ does. Right. She could look fine, and they were using another picture from 3 years ago or something.
That's too bad, because she was one of my favorites.
Well, she isn't anymore. Now she's a criminal.
She is still one of my favorites.
She's a criminal.
She was a cutie.
You like all that shit because your kid made you watch it. That's why.
Dude,
all those shows.
I will have you know that I've got 2 of her movies DVR'd, and I watch them all the time when I'm sitting at home.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
I might start crying and charge your phone right now.
Yep. I like all that stuff.
That's all right. Some of that stuff can be fun. This is surprising, too. When you talk about this whole area of child star type moving into adulthood and how things have changed, look, there's a few things that I find funny. There's a new movie coming out by Disney with, what the hell's his name? The comedic actor guy who was popularized with the Moses movie Noah movie where he was building the ark. What's his name? Black hair. He was... you
mean the movie that Steve Carell was in?
Is that his name, Steve Carell?
No, he's the older guy that from The Office.
Yes. He's the guy. He's in a Disney movie now.
Oh, yeah. That horrible, awful...
okay. Yeah, I just couldn't think of his name.
Right, Steve Carell.
If I forgot about The Office.
But that's the older guy, not the kid.
What kid?
You said kid. Kids movie. Oh, you just mean Disney
I'm
movie
saying,
in general.
Yeah, I'm going to Disney movies here.
Right.
And what I noticed is in the trailer for that on TV today, I saw where it said rude humor in the disclaimer at the bottom. So now Disney is now going to allow movies with rude humor, which they never would have done when we were kids. It was all super family friendly. So now I'm like, oh, okay. So they realized that disgusting humor sells, so they're going to do a bunch of fart jokes and shit that kids shouldn't even be watching when they're 6 years old. I mean, not the fart things. Who cares?
Well,
but there's going to be a bunch of sexual innuendo and stuff.
Right.
And this brings me to ABC's Family Channel. Have you noticed what they do on that? I remember my kids were like, Lindsay was watching Family Channel, and she's about 13 years old or something, and they're playing Pretty in Pink.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which is just chock full of underage sex, underage drinking, date rape, all on the Family Channel.
Yes.
And I'm like, who's programming these channels?
That's stuff a family should go through together.
Yes.
Yeah, Pretty in Pink, oh my God.
Yeah, those John Hughes movies were not family movies.
No, that was geared toward high school kids.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, in our age, they weren't, in our day and age, they weren't, you were supposed to be 18 to see them. They're rated R, I think. You're supposed to be 18 to see them anyway. So they weren't, they were more for adult people to watch. Anyway, guess what? You've got a customer, so we're going to have to pause this.
All right.
Okay. There we go.
We're back.
Yeah. Girl customer. Are you telling me that women bowl, Ryan?
She's very good, too.
They are good. There was a customer in here the other day that was cracking me up because what did she say? She bowled a 280 something.
Oh, the older lady?
Yeah, she's like 70 or something.
And she's been a very good bowler for a long time.
And my high game ever was 182 or 181. Or
you were trying to fit in your best. It wasn't happening.
I was bowler shamed that day.
I'm fucking bowler shamed every day I come here. Jesus,
this is your whole life, though. That's what's crazy
Sucks.
about it. Because
that's what fucking is sad. Sucks.
Yeah.
What other adjectives can you add to the end of that?
At least you were friendly to that customer.
Well, I know her. Yeah, she's a good girl.
Hey, I have a customer for you that maybe we'll end up calling so we can ask you questions on Monday about. He wants to get see what he can do about getting a particular kind of bowling ball.
Where's this from?
From work. A guy I work with.
Fucking Anaheim?
No, he's one of the guys that travels.
Oh, okay.
But they do a bowling party in Cleveland every year.
Ah, yes.
So he's like, I wonder if I could get a special ball made.
Oh, geez. If he means with like special graphics or something, that ain't going to happen.
Well, it'd be nice to have you tell him that.
Yeah, they do that for certain events, but I mean, you have to order a certain amount. They're not going to just flop out one in this gigantic factory because he wants something on it.
Well, it would still be nice to disappoint him.
Oh, I can do that. I've been disappointing people my whole fucking life.
They haven't had very many phone calls. It only take 5 minutes to crush his dreams. He'll probably listen to this one before he hears that, and he'll be like, fuck you, I'm not calling. What's wrong with you people? He already said no. What the fuck?
Well, let's see. What you did miss, when you were gone, you did miss the Ricky Rat show. I went to see Ricky's band play.
Yes.
So you missed that. There are some other good concerts coming up that you might not be able to go to. You might be able to go to. Let's see. I want to get tickets for Nikki Sixx's band. 6 a.m. is coming to Royal Oak Music Theater. That's going to be really good.
Because he's still alive. That's a big bonus. Actually, Nikki Sixx I've learned about now because I read a little bit of that book. I still have to finish it. And I had no idea. And I watched the documentary, too. I had no idea he was the musical genius in that band.
Oh, yeah.
That he was the guy, not saying like he's freaking Beethoven or anything, but he's the guy that really wrote the melodies and the hooks and the lyrics, a lot of that stuff. He put it all together. Those other guys were just partying and making it work.
Yeah.
They were great players.
Right.
They could fill out his ideas, but I didn't know he was the driving force behind it.
Yeah, his band 6 a.m., they got some great songs, and they're going on their first headlining tour, and they are coming to Royal Oak Music Theater. Matter of fact, tickets went on sale today.
Do they have any shows in California or Virginia where we have listeners?
I'll have to look because they're touring the whole month of April 2015. That's when it's happening, but tickets are on sale now. And then I also want to get tickets to see Alice Cooper headline in Lima this month. He
just did the casino up north that we were contemplating going with Lisa's sister and brother-in-law not long ago. A couple months ago he was up there.
I want to go see that so bad because my favorite guitarist plays for him, so I want to go see her play.
I did a job for one of the local radio stations years ago where he was doing a free concert at Blockbuster Video when they first opened up here.
Right.
And it was really cool because I was all in the backstage area with the sound mixing and stuff. They were not lying about them not being a party band.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because I went on the bus and they're just sitting there reading books.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
No one had one beer open before their big show or anything. Nope. They were just...
Well, I mean, he's a huge golfer. He's a huge golf...
Well, they quit all the party stuff years ago.
Yeah, he did, right. And now he keeps that going in his band. But he's a huge golf... I mean, he's like really good. If I'm not mistaken, he was like a 2 handicap or a scratch golfer, which means he's shooting 72 on an 8. I mean, he's like really good.
Yeah, they do this celebrity senior deal that I've seen him on where they'd pair him up with a famous golfer guy.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I mean, like for real.
But it's just funny when when they started doing that years ago, when he was first on the golf scene, where he would be with like a Jack Nicklaus type, and and they're like, I'm playing with who? Right.
Oh, matter of fact, I think he's on Callaway's staff. Because he's a great promotional tool, but he loves it. I just watched an interview, because my favorite guitarist now, I mean, it changes a lot, but right now is that Nita Strauss, and she's playing for him. And there was just a big interview with the three guitar players, and they asked what happens on off days and whatnot. And they said, well, Alice golfs every day.
Yeah.
That he can. He golfs in the morning, does sound check, and that's what he does. And they do their other thing.
Hey, you know who else does? The Dixie Chicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at their rider. A rider, for those who don't know, is a list of demands that the band gives to the venue before they show up to do the show. And the most famous thing about riders you'd hear would be the Eminem story from Van Halen,
right?
Which was actually a way for them to tell whether or not they read the rider. That's the only deal. What they say? Remove all the green M&Ms.
Right.
So they knew if they got there and the green M&Ms were gone, that someone actually read the thing.
Right.
Well, it's turned into a bigger thing where they say, I need to have 16 bottles of Perrier, and I need to have this and that. Well, one of the things the Dixie Chicks need is 18 holes in a cart for each of them the day before the show.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought, wow. Some people you just wouldn't think would be golfers. Not the whole woman thing. Women golf for years, but you just don't think that some of the stars would be into golf.
Right. Oh, I think it's cool. I think that's great. But I want to go down and see them headline.
It has to be a PGA course, too.
Yeah, not some cow pasture.
They don't want to put them out there at Hawthorne Valley.
No, that would not meet the rider specifications. But I want to go see that show. Lima is only like an hour and a half away, and Alice Cooper's headlining. You can get your own tickets and pick the section. So I want to get the section right in front of Nita and watch her play.
Yeah.
And going to...
That's because deep in the back of your mind, you think that because she talked to you on Facebook, you think she's going to wink at you and go,
no.
Hey, why don't you come back and marry me?
Fuck no. No.
You're that guy.
I am not that guy. I just want to go see him play because 100... You can get tickets down there, Lima Civic Center. First 10 rows, $95. You know what $95 gets you at the Motley Crue show where Alice Cooper's opening up?
Bleacher seats?
Yeah, the parking lot. That's what it fucking gets you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to just go watch them play for a half an hour. I want to go see them headline, and so I want to go see that one.
Yeah.
But you're never around for any shows.
You watch this, though. You'll get down there. He'll play none of the hits and just the whole Feed My Frankenstein album that nobody cared about.
No, he's going to play all of his hits.
I would hope so. Yeah, I'm never home. This is the worst time of year for me. It's hard to even do the show now, you'll see.
Right.
Got to double up and try and keep it going. Let's talk more about your fascination with this guitar player girl. Because you know that deep in your back of your mind, you think, she is a nice person. She talked to me on Facebook, so there's a chance I could have dinner with her somewhere.
No, you are an idiot. No, it started way before that because I really liked that band, the Iron Maidens, because I'm an Iron Maiden fan. So I'm like, oh, God, they're so freaking good. This has been for a long time.
I know.
But it's nice to find out that she's a regular person.
See?
You know.
You're just not going to admit that you're fascinated with her. You think that there's a shot.
No, there are no shots involved. But I would definitely like to go down and see them play. I've seen everyone else play.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're lucid.
So. I've seen everyone else.
Yeah, you do. You go to a lot of shows, and that's good for you.
Oh, the Nikki, the 6 a.m. one, it was ungodly prices to go see Motley Crue. And I've seen Motley Crue a million times, and that's good. I saw him with Kiss and saw him a million years ago, probably seen him 6 or 7 times. I wasn't going to spit out the $160 to sit in row double Z.
Yeah.
You know, the 6 a.m. band, which is him, James Michaels, terrific singer, and DJ Ashba, who's also the guitarist in Axl Rose's, oh, Jesus, I hit my thing, in Axl Rose's Guns N' Roses now. They're going to play, they have 3 great albums. They're going to play at Royal Oak Music Theater. It's $45.
Nice.
You got to jump on that stuff.
Right.
You know?
There's a lot of talk.
You'll be gone, so I'll be going by myself like fucking always.
You know why they're so expensive? It's because everybody steals music. That's the whole deal.
Well, I mean, I got to believe that stage show they have, it's not like it costs $32 to have the gigantic roller coaster for the
it's the
Tommy Lee's drums and all that.
It's really the Napster thing, because there used to be so much money made from record sales.
Right.
Because back in the old days, you'd have to buy a record.
Right.
You couldn't just download it. The most you could do is roll it off onto somebody's cassette tape in mono, holding it up to the speaker back in the old days. So they were making a lot of cash. And ticket prices for the shows were promotional to sell the records. Now it's the other way around.
Right.
Now the music comes out digitally that they know everybody's stealing, and that's just promotion, so you'll buy a $150 concert ticket.
Right.
So it's just reversed. They're still rich.
Right.
Just that we have to pay in a different way now.
I mean, they do have this super extravagant stage show. I mean, you just see this year's, right, with the Tommy Lee's drums on the roller coaster that goes all the way over the crowd.
Before that, he had the circular one where he went a little loop.
I mean, and they don't have just one setup. There's multiple, because while they're doing one show, another setup is already in the next city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they leapfrog.
Yeah, it is kind of a bummer to go spend $150 for a show and there's just 3 guys on a stage with a black backdrop and nothing. That kind of sucks. At least you feel like you're getting something for your money with. I would
only do that high-end price for a legend, which I don't think in my mind, they're not legend status yet. They will be.
They're pretty close, man. I mean,
I wouldn't do it for Kiss either. I mean, I'd have to see somebody who was going to die soon. Well, then again, Kiss, yeah. Gene Simmons is about ready to die from.
Well, then pay that to go see Bieber, because he's on my death list.
He is, yeah.
My death pool.
We're still waiting for that to happen.
That could happen any day.
Mm-hmm.
But there's lots of good shows that you can still see for affordable prices, and so you got to pick those out when you can. So.
Do you remember when Pearl Jam went against the grain, and they said, you know what, we're not going to charge those prices anymore. We're going to, you know what happened with that? Nothing. Now they're charging those prices.
Right. No, back in the day, it was the big thing against Ticketmaster with the $12.50 service fee or whatever the hell it was, some crazy $20 service fee just to buy the tickets through them.
And they didn't want any ticket that was over $50. Dude.
Right.
And you know who just did that? Louis C.K.
Oh, did he really?
When he came to Masonic Temple, which is now the Jack White Theater in Detroit, he did the whole thing himself. He cut out Ticketmaster, cut out everybody, sold tickets on his website, rented the hall himself, and sold them all for, I think they were all like a flat rate. And whoever got there first would get the better seats.
Right.
And it was great. I mean, the venue kind of sucked for that. But
Kid Rock did that too. Last year, remember, at the old Pine Knob, is DTE now.
Yeah.
He played like 8 nights in a row here in Detroit, and every seat was $20.
Was that with Bob Seger?
No.
Oh, because he's doing a Bob Seger tour now, isn't he?
Right. This was last year or whatever.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Every seat was $20, and all beers were $5. It's, you know what it is at Pine Knob for a beer. It's like fucking $11 now.
It seemed like when
you told me about it.
I can't remember what it was now.
You said you had 4 beers. It was $40.
Yeah, probably.
Right. But he made all the beers were $5. Every seat was $20.
That's the way life should be.
And he sold out 8 fucking shows in a row.
$5 beers is the way life should be.
That's right. Remember, we used to go to quarter beer night, me and you.
We did,
at the Token Lounge for Blues Night. Quarter beer night.
It was weird how that beer tasted like vinegar.
Fuck balls. It went down.
But if I remember right, weren't they tiny cups, or did we get pitchers that were?
No, they were cups. They were like they were the 10-ounce or
the little plastic cups that you would get,
like 10-ounce cups or something like that for $1. And we used to get them by the tray.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those great times.
Quarter beer night with Snake Boots McCallahan playing
Rattlesnake, you idiot.
I don't know what it was.
You went up and played with them?
Yeah.
Show some respect for your fellow musicians.
Yeah, I would drink 19 quarter beers, go up there and wreck the show.
We were usually hungover from partying Saturday.
Hair of the dog.
We would sleep all day, and then we'd get up and go to the Token at 9 or 10 at night, and then after a tray of quarter beers, we were back in the swing.
Yeah, playing pinball and darts.
Oh, man, those were good times. And now we were just talking before we did the show on how we hate going anywhere now.
I know. You get old now.
We fucking suck.
I'm sorry to tell you this, young people who might be listening, but when you get old, you don't want to do anything.
Fucking shoot yourself now because there is no fun when you get our age.
No, and it's not because there's no opportunity to have fun. It's because you just don't want to do it.
You don't want to.
You want to sit in your chair. You want to eat a piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
You want to watch some stupid TV show and not get in your car and drive somewhere.
You want to soak your dentures?
Yeah, really, if you can afford them.
Oh, God. There's no way
I just soak my lower jaw now.
There's no way now that I would do that. Like just a couple weeks ago on my birthday when me, you, and my old roommate Tom sat in my driveway and drank till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
There wasn't a chance in hell you were getting me off my ass Sunday to do anything. Back in the day, we did that every fucking weekend.
When you're young, you can bounce right back. You can wake up. You could go to work. You could do whatever you got to do.
There's no bouncing.
As you get older,
no bouncing.
It wrecks you.
No bouncing. No air left in these balls.
Every hangover is a near-death experience. For every Sunday you're going towards the light.
Oh, you just walk to the light. Get it over with. It's supposed to be better. It is
insane, though. It's so funny how more uncomfortable with a hangover you get as you get older. It gets to be, people talk about restless leg syndrome. You get restless body syndrome.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's no comfortable position.
You're aching and twitching everywhere.
You either just sleep or wish to die.
I feel like one of those people on Survivor that have been on the island with no food for 3 or 4 weeks where you don't have the energy to even get up. And
a bamboo mat to sleep on.
God. But we used to grind it out. Come on, we're going to go.
Absolutely.
The first one, we used to say the same thing every week. Oh, one glass of liquid nails, because it was like drinking liquid nails. It went down so rough. And then by the middle of that tray, we were pounding them.
Yeah, one after another.
It felt great, like $1 million. Good grief.
Yeah, well, that's it. Hey, good time. All right. We'll come back and end the show after this.
Okay, hold on.
Back again.
All right.
That was a waste.
It was. I got up for a computer sales call.
Yeah. Hi, I'm calling about your credit card.
Your company has been pre-approved for a business loan. Oh, no, it hasn't.
Right.
But if you think so, then just give me $50,000 now, and you should have record that I will not pay you back. So if I qualify, ship it.
Give me the check and I'll see it in court, bitches.
But it's a computer, so they can't hear me anyways.
No. But, yeah, they can't even feel your pain.
They can't.
The computers aren't that good yet. That was a show.
So we're going to do another one Monday.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But it'll be another week just because I'll be gone and we'll have to have something to post.
That's true.
So, just wait until we get near
We'll try
December.
to come back with some good stories on this one, will you?
Yeah, I didn't have anything for you.
God, that was an awful trip you just had. Sbarro every day and no stories.
Just rotted in Anaheim for a while.
God, it seems like you would think it's a big city. It's not like it's...
Well, I can't do anything.
Yeah, right. Yes,
I'm
right.
on.
You said you can't go.
Every day the show goes from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. or 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. So you're just locked in. What are you going to do? Go to Disney?
And then there's nothing to do at 10 o'clock at night.
Besides
or who
sleep,
wants to.
because then you got to get back up again to be there at 7:30 or 8 anyway.
Yeah. Now, I would assume that some of your workers, do any of the workers go out and do the nightlife thing even though they have to work the next day?
Yes. There's a lot of stupid people out there.
Yeah.
Because they do. Some of the guys will go out every night and drink because they can't be with themselves in a hotel room. They hate themselves so much they can't live that way. They will. They'll do that. A lot of the product specialists will pick a night or two. They don't. I mean, if they do it every night, they're not going to be there that long. They'll end up getting fired. Right. Just because they won't be able to perform their job.
Right. Yeah, right.
But yeah, a lot of people do it. I don't go to the bar when I'm on the road because I don't want to spend the money and I don't want to waste my life.
Right. Well, it's got to suck doing a 12-hour day if you...
Yeah, these guys will do that. They'll do more than 12 hours. They'll come in at 2 hours before the show starts, and then they'll be there for another half hour after. So the show goes 13 hours, 14, 15. So they're close to a 16-hour day, and then they'll go to the bar and drink until they can't talk.
No, thanks.
and then they'll show up bright and early the next day. Well, they're so used to it. They're on the road so much.
Right.
They've built up this drinking tolerance that I don't have.
Right.
Like professional alcoholics or something.
You have wisdom.
I have boredom.
Boredom. To the hotel, clicking on the TV.
Yeah, watching Netflix and whatever else from the DVR at home.
All right, well then don't worry, people. I'll come up with some shit for next week.
Yeah.
I promise.
We'll do that. We forgot to call your mom, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We'll do that, too, maybe.
Yeah, I'll come up with something for next week, and,
Oh,
Jerry will tease me about my miserable life. And
here's something, too. Before we go, we always have the same kind of amount of listens to the show from California and Virginia. So there's somebody out there who keeps listening to this show regularly. I want to know who it is. So
probably that chick with the tattoos doing time. We just alienated her.
God, I hope so. Send an email, and then maybe we'll call you and see what you're up to.
Right. Share it to D-Block, lady.
Yeah,
so they all watch it.
To find out who's out there. If anybody wants to, then we'll give you a call and ask you some questions about your life.
Oh, that's true.
So, all right. Until next time.
Right, we're out. We'll be back.
Goodbye.
Later.